So, Star Wars Skeleton Crew has ended, and I think it was a pretty good show, all being said. As I said before, my predictions many months ago, I said it wasn't going to be a show that's going to be so transformative. I told you it wasn't going to be a show that was like this downturn, amazing show that's going to be scaled on the level of Revenge of the Sith. Obviously, no, it's not going to change that much of Star Wars lore. But overall, it was just a great show. It was just a good show to just sit back and watch, just relax, kick back, and just watch these kids go on their adventures. The overall plot of the show is to show kids and to show people, even to show some adults that you can get some messages out of this, like don't give up, always dream big, go for that, go for what you want to do, go for what you believe in. And that's honestly what this show kind of does for you. It gives off that kind of vibe, especially from the plot itself, the way the story went through. It's just how that show went, and I think it was some good messaging behind it, especially for kids and also, as I said, for adults too. Because today I feel as though many adults and also kids as well feel so beaten down by the way that life gets them down. Life stresses you out, does all these different things to you, and then you stop dreaming big, you stop hoping, you stop doing all this kind of stuff that, is a detriment to your life, and it really shouldn't be that way. So I think this show kind of gives off that message like, hey, don't give up, keep going, go for what you need to do, go for what you want to do, and go for what you believe in. And honestly, I just kind of appreciate this show just for that pure fact, because it doesn't have weird messaging like, something like Acolyte or the stuff that came before it. I know it's a big shocker, but we kind of predicted it in the video that when I first reviewed the Skeleton Crew trailer, I also knew that Jod was going to be eventually the Jedi. But honestly, I just don't think that he is a Jedi. He's not a full-fledged Jedi by rank or by, experience. I think that he's somewhere around youngling level. He really isn't in control of his power whatsoever. And I think the way his story ends, or at least season 1 ends, is kind of leaving the door open for a season 2, which I honestly hope there is a season 2. Skeleton Crew is a very nice, lighthearted, really nice TV show that I think everybody should go and enjoy and just watch with their family or girlfriend or something along those lines. Now, as for the show itself, I personally have to give this show probably around like a 7.8, maybe an 8 out of 10, just because this show is just such a fun watch. I hope that the show does come back. I think everybody who is a Star Wars fan should watch it because it's nice, lighthearted, and if you just love Star Wars and the world of Star Wars, I think this is a great show for you. I can 100% testify that this show is 200% better than anything that's come out recently from Star Wars. Obviously, outside of things such as Bad Batch was really good, but Acolyte was horrible. Now let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room, because the biggest elephant in the room is standing right over here to the left of me right now, and that is the fact that Acolyte has cast a giant freaking shadow over all of Star Wars. Because now Skeleton Crew is also known and seen as the lowest viewed and worst rated Star Wars show to date. But anyone else with common sense will be able to say like, hey, look, this isn't all on Skeleton Crew. This is actually all on Acolyte and shows that came before it. I mean, personally, I think that Acolyte has ruined all of Star Wars right now. Acolyte divided the fan base even further. It also destroyed established lore. It did all these things that just were not beneficial to Star Wars whatsoever. Acolyte was such a bad show that I honestly don't even think that something like Skeleton Crew, even if it got good reviews, would be able to have a second season. It's because the pure fact that the ratings and the viewerships weren't there. And I think that Acolyte had actually completely ruined this for everybody that's involved. I mean, I think any kind of Star Wars project going forward is going to be has an uphill battle to climb, essentially. And unfortunately, good or bad, the Star Wars show that's coming next is more than likely just gonna have to fight its way up, and it's not gonna be easy whatsoever, just because Acolyte has left such a bad taste in everybody's mouths. Acolyte has ruined Star Wars for a lot of people. I mean, personally, me, I wasn't excited going into Skeleton Crew just for the pure fact. I mean, obviously, I judge things based off of a different scale. Like, obviously can't take my emotions as a content creator in from Skeleton Crew or from Acolyte into Skeleton Crew. But I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say that was super excited for it. I mean, I'm glad that it was good, but Acolyte left such a bad taste in my mouth that it's just like, I wasn't excited for anything. In fact, Acolyte's so bad that I won't even use clips from Acolyte in my videos anymore, just because it will honestly piss me off when I start thinking about Acolyte again. And I honestly think that Disney Star Wars has completely fumbled the bag in this situation, because for a while, Marvel MCU was completely down. It was down in the dumps, but now it's seeing a bigger and better resurgence. And that's actually a video that I'm working on, so I'm actually going to talk about that in the next video. But overall, I think that Skeleton Crew was a great show, and I think that Acolyte has completely ruined what has anything going forward with Star Wars. I honestly wish I could rally about 1 million plus people just so we can watch Star Wars Skeleton Crew, and then we can get it to push above Star Wars Acolyte. I mean, personally, now that they're going to sit back and say like, oh, maybe we can bring Acolyte back because it wasn't the worst viewed Star Wars show anymore, like, that's just kind of where we're at right now. And I honestly hope that Acolyte never comes back. I hope that it stays in the Shadow Realm where it belongs. I hope that no one has ever talked about it again. I hope that it's just thrown into the garbage bin, and I hope that it's completely forgotten and deleted from everybody's memory. That show was disgusting. That show was despicable. The messaging about it was so weird. Everything about that show was disgusting and weird. And I think where it all went wrong is the pure fact that Leslie Headland went into it knowing that the show was going to be divisive for fans and still went ahead and made it anyway, which is completely disgusting to me. Fan bases need to be united, not completely divided more. Obviously, every single last project that comes out is not going to please every single last fan, but come on, when it's this big of a gap, it shows more about the creator and the leads leading the show than it does actually about the fans watching it. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What were your guys' thoughts on Skeleton Crew? Did you guys actually enjoy the show like I did? I personally think it's a great show. And do you also think that Acolyte has ruined Star Wars forever going forward? As I said during the video, I also have a video coming out explaining just how Star Wars has completely fumbled this window that they had to become the next big conglomerate within Disney. But that's a topic for another video. As I said before, I'm working on it right now. It is kind of a rant video, so hopefully that I actually don't completely fumble it and start revealing it a lot here. I'm just going to go ahead and close out. So may the force be with you guys, and as always, have a great rest of your day.